Shalom to the elect, giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. Call on Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai through the Spirit. All right, giving double honors to the elders and apostles who taught us the truth, and peace, blessings to you brothers that's doing this work, feeding the sheep. Shalom to the elect. All right. So I was going through some news, and I seen this article yesterday, and I wanted to kind of just go into it a little bit, share a couple scriptures, little ones edifying. So this is on the Daily Beast. This is just this specific article. You can look this up. Jim Crow law passed in Mississippi just about a week ago, maybe. But earlier in February, they were considering, or they were trying to pass a certain bill, ultimately to take out the black vote, if you will. All right. Or the Israelite vote. We're going to speak in layman's terms. You know, so they were trying to put all of their representatives, in office, and put all their judges in the courts. All right. So we're going to go into this article a little bit and bring out some scripture. So it says, earlier this month, white representative in Mississippi House approved a bill to create a new district that includes all the majority white neighborhoods in Jackson, a capital city that is 83% black. This includes creating a criminal justice system for the district overseen by all white power base. You know what this means? Here it is. You got these Edomites coming into a predominantly black neighborhood and community, right? Predominantly Israelite community. And they're trying to institute Jim Crow laws, which the Jim Crow laws ultimately were responsible for taking out the black voice, taking out the black voting power, their decision making, and really overseeing them and keeping them separate from white institutions and white power type of things, right? So that's why it says that they're going to create a justice system that oversees that district, right? So it's an all white or all Edomite ran judicial system, and they're going to be overseeing and judging and giving sentences to what, 83%, and not, out of that 83%, man, 90% of those 90% of those cases that's coming through that court system is going to be Israelites, man. It says under House Bill 1020, all right, the white conservative Chief Justice of the Mississippi Supreme Court would handpick the new district's two supervising judges. Its prosecutors and public defenders would be chosen by the state's white Republican Attorney General. So they're literally going to have all of their judges handpicked, not elected, but handpicked. They're public defenders, right? They're prosecutors. You can legit just say, you know what? Let me find all the most racist Edomite judges, prosecutors, public defenders into my system so that we can have 100% conviction rate of these niggas, man. Ultimately, that's what they're thinking. This is Esau's way of trying to imprison and destroy Jake yet again, man. And a lot of Jake that go to prison, man, they get falsely accused, all right, falsely charged. There's a lot of Jake in prison that are locked up for 5, 10, 15, 20, even longer than that for crimes that they did not commit, but for the lack of proper representation, man, or a poor judge, man. You got these Edomites that are judges over our people, yet they don't know good and evil. They don't know righteousness and wickedness, man. Most of these judges that's in these courts, man, ruling out these federal cases and giving 20, 30 life sentences, man, most of these judges, man, they grew up spoon-fed, man. These Edomites, they grew up spoon-fed, man. Their family come from money. They've lived in the suburbs all their life. They don't know what it's like to be in poverty. They don't know what it's like to be broke. They don't know what it's like to be in the ghetto and these low-income neighborhoods and communities, man. So they're so quick to see a nigga, for lack of better words, And then just say, man, throw that nigga in jail, man. Lock him up. Throw away the key. Let's go down over here to Isaiah. Isaiah 10:1. Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, that write grievousness which they have prescribed. Yeah, man, and that's what they do. Look, let's just keep going. To turn aside the needy from judgment, and to take away the right from the poor of my people, that widows may be their prey, and that they may rob the fatherless. And that's exactly what Esau is doing, man. They're literally over here robbing the poor, man. Taking away their rights. Taking away fathers from their children, man. Taking away children from their parents. Hey, and we're going to see a lot of uprising coming from the state of Mississippi, man. You know, through the spirit. Watch. Let this bill, because this is fairly new, right? So let this start to go into full effect, where you start to actually see these new prosecutors and public defenders and judges in court system. And I'm talking about conviction after conviction after conviction, man. The zone would be policed by an expanded Capitol Police Force led by the current white police chief and supervised by the state's white public safety commissioner, because all the district's officials would be appointed instead of elected. Exactly, appointed instead of elected. All right, so the people are not going to be able to vote their, representatives into office, man. Their representatives are literally going to be set up from the people who are in power and want to remain in power. It says because all of the districts officials would be appointed instead of elected, Jackson's majority black citizenry would have no voting rights on the matter, making it Mississippi's only jurisdiction, according to the ACLU. Unelected judges and prosecutors have a jurisdiction over criminal and civil law matters, although 12% of their sales taxes would be redirected to help pay for it all. It's oppressive because it strips the right of black folks to vote. After the bill cleared the House, it's oppressive because it puts a military force over the people that has no accountability to them. It's oppressive. It says it's oppressive because it directs their tax dollars to something that they don't endorse or believe in. Damn, that's crazy. Because now you got to pay your taxes, and that money is going to go straight to something that you don't even believe in or agree in, something that's ultimately going to be your demise. And I don't want to. It's a pretty long article. Like I said, it's on the Daily Beast. You can go into it, but that's pretty much the gist of it, man. These devils are ultimately setting up to destroy Jake. So let's go over here to Psalms 83, right? This is what they've done. Start at 2. It says, for lo, thy enemies have made a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance, man. And that's what Esau's plan ultimately was, to, if they knew they couldn't get rid of us, right? They couldn't get rid of us, like killing us off and exterminating us as a nation. So they said, okay, let's cut them off from being a nation, all right? Let's strip their nationality, their heritage, their culture, right? Their language. Let's strip away their power, ultimately. And then they'll become assimilated into our societies, but then yet we'll still oppress them, man. And we'll still oppress them and shoot them down in the streets and get away with it and fill up our prison houses with them and make money. And it's fucked up, man. It's fucked up how, but at the end of the day, you know what it is, man? Ultimately, man, this law right here is going to affect the wicked of our people, man. The 2/3 of Jake here in America, man. Ultimately, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shemi Yahushua, it's not really going to touch the elect, man, because the Most High is going to protect the elect, 1, and 2, the elect we move in a certain vibration in this world that we not we're not putting ourselves in situations that are going to ultimately cause us to, be prosecuted or things like that, man. Ultimately Esau can come up with whatever he wants to, basically to set us up and frame us and false flags and different things like that so he can have an excuse to come at us, man, right? But before all that is really just the elect, or the hopeful elect. We're not putting ourselves in positions to, commit crimes and and be in an environment to where we'll be, if we get caught, we're facing time, heavy time. We ain't putting ourselves in this position, man. We go to work, we make money, you know what I mean, to feed our families, you know what I mean, to live our lives. All right, we do the work. All right, if you were set up to be a teacher. All right, and then we study and we have our little hobbies, man. We go to the gym, bro. We keep it simple, man. Every so often you might dabble and go out into the city, go here. Go get a drink or something, go to a game. But other than that, bro, the hopeful elect, where we don't put ourselves in situations. So ultimately, these laws are not going to affect us, but they're going to affect our 2/3 of our people, man. And when this goes into effect, all right, it's going to be partially what leads up into those seditions. All right, the people uprising against the government into society, because it's ultimately set up against them. And once Jake come to realize that they're playing a losing game, or they're on the losing end, they're gonna go all in. Last script, let's get this. Psalms 10:9. It says, "He lieth in wait secretly as a lion in his den. He lieth in the wait to catch the poor. He doth catch the poor when he draweth him into his nest." And that's what Esau done, man. Matter of fact, I was supposed to read up. Let's read up. It says, "He sitteth in the lurking places of the villages. In the secret places doth he murder the innocent. His eyes are privily set against the poor." You can look at this for cops, man. They always sitting in the duck. You got cops that patrol the neighborhood, not really to protect, right, and serve and protect, as they say. You have these cops, they're nothing but the runaway slave patrol in modern day society. They're set up specifically to catch criminals, man, to put niggas in jail. That's what the police is for. They're not out here to serve and protect the community. No, they're not. They're not neighborhood heroes. If anything, the city workers that are neighborhood heroes are firemen. Firemen get love, especially here in the city. Here in the city of Philly, right? Here in the city of Philadelphia, cops don't get no love, man. Cops don't really get no love nowhere. But when you in the major cities like Philadelphia, New York, Los Angeles, Chicago, Miami, so on and so forth, major cities like that, right? The cops don't get no love because why? In these major cities, you got a lot of poor Jake communities, man. And in those poor Jake communities, you got Jake who are targeted, right? Not only are you got a lot of wicked Jake that do, bullshit in the streets and, trap and doing all that, but then you got Jakes who just, they just in the world. But the cops don't get no love, man, because the cops are always oppressing us. When they're in our neighborhoods, they're not in our neighborhoods to protect us, but they're in our neighborhoods ultimately to try to catch you doing shit. Pull you over for no reason, question you, want to search your car. All you trying to do is get to work, man. But firemen, no. Firemen, they get love, man, in the city, because the firemen come through. They always come through to rescue. If somebody is passed out or injured, it's usually the firemen, the first one on the scenes. The fire department got their own EMTs and paramedics and things. Your house burning down, they'll come into your crib and get you out your crib and try to save your house, man. They're the heroes. Cops, man. The cops don't get no love, man. All right? And then you got the governments, right? Then you got the society, the lawmakers, the House of Representatives, the Senate, and the mayor, trickling all the way down, man. They're all set up against you Jakes, right? But don't worry, because the Most High is going to set us up very soon, man. It's going to tear the society down from the inside out, right? America's going to fall from the inside first. And then it's going to get bombed, man, by these other countries, So at the end of the day, all we got to do is keep holding faith, man. And at the end of look, we can't sit here and dwell on the 2/3 of our people because they're unsalvageable. You know, you just got to pull the plug. All right, take them out of their misery, and that's what the Most High ultimately going to do. All right. So Lord willing, this video was edifying. Till next time, Shalom.